Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator with the one and only Cookie Pirate. Today we're flying the Citation Longitude, going from Bar Harbor, Maine down to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. 50 minutes en route, 38,000 feet. Climb aboard and let's fly. Oh, we do not have good weather today. Up here, it's a little better down in the Poconos, but it is just dark. Wow. I did not think the weather was going to be that bad. We're gonna need some exterior lights, or interior lights I should say. I mean, it is just dark. We need to check a couple things real quick here. Landing gear is down, the handle I should say. Parking brake is on, speed brake is set off. Throttles are idle. Flaps are up. Parking brake is set. Batteries coming on. Might go back to that music playlist there. What else? Yeah. Well, as bright as those are, I think we can actually reach up here and turn it down to... Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I know the engine's not started. No kidding. Aircraft systems, synoptics, and summary. Let's just look and see. Our O2 pressure is 1800. That's good. Battery saying 26 volts. Amperage is low. All switches look blue.
TOS system test. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Continue the cockpit preparation. We're not using external power, so we're actually going to need to kick up the APU here. External power's off. The battery amps should come up once this starts running. Yeah, very good. Okay, it's up above 0. Let's do some lights. Tell you what. Emergency lights come up to armed seat belts. Can turn the floodlights on. Set it to just 30%, should be okay. Auxiliary lights not needed. Go to these. Still getting kind of used to how to use these here. Nav lights are on, beacon is set to normal, and pulse with TCAS TARA are on. Let me take a look at the weather at Bar Harbor. I mean, I know it's obviously not very good. But let's get the exact reading on the... Which oddly it says it's VFR, but that doesn't sound right unless it's updated here. A few clouds at 400, I don't think so. 210 at 8, wind is looking correct there. So I'll probably use runway 22. So let's go in and do home performance, weight and fuel. Not going with any of those. Fuel on board sync. So, 1,070 gallons. Next thing we'll do takeoff data. And it's not spitting any out. We'll take runway 22. It's longer and it's favoring the wind. We can get that. And the temperature was 14 Celsius. Crummy weather here for sure. Takeoff configuration, flaps are set to 1. Anti-ice will be off. Thrust reversers we won't be using. Alright, so the speeds it's giving us, V1 will be 105 knots. Can actually lower the flaps to level 1. V1 is the point below which we will reject the takeoff if we have some sort of an engine failure or emergency. Above V1, we continue. Rotate at 110, we'll lift off probably between 110 and 120. It looks good to me. Alright. FMS is set up. Heading bug we'll want to set to 220. Runway heading. Let's go ahead and set the rest of the FMS and autopilot. We're going to be cruising today at 38,000 feet. $38,000. Speed in the FMS. Take a look at the other things we need to do. Altimeter setting. That's set. So we need to set altitude mode. VNAV. FLC. Nav activated. And not worried about transponders since we're not talking to ATC. Let's go ahead and get ready for the engine start. I'm set to run. We'll engage. Need to wait for that to clear. Good. Alright, same thing for this one. Turn that to run. Engage left engine. Cover's closed. Flaps are set to 1 for takeoff. Other thing we need to do next is stabilizer trim rather. We need to lower this to get it down into the range of the green, which starts at 2.5. Set it to 3 is sufficient, as long as it's in the green. Our left engine not start. Is set to run. Alright, that's better. Alright, left engine is running. Rudder and aileron trim are both neutral. We have the stabilizer trim set. Let's go in and just take a look at flight controls. Synoptics. Flight controls right here. Rudder is good. Elevator is good. Ailerons are good. Flaps are set to 1. Speed brakes are good. Just real quick again, just check pre-flight parameters and parking brake is good. Not sure what the PTCU, what that indicator is coming up saying. Anti-collision lights on real quick. taxi light on. Alright. Left, right, looking good.
No takeoff. No takeoff.
Ah.
No takeoff.
Release the parking brake. They got all this stuff around here. We're going to runway 22, which I believe is going to be up this way. Yeah, because that right there is short runway 422, so. Fairly narrow taxiway right here, I'll tell you. Coming up short, runway 1230. We can go ahead and cross. Let's go ahead and turn the APU off. Man, it sure is some lousy weather, I'll tell ya. Here. It's chilly and rainy. Going all the way down to the end of runway 22. We can pull forward just a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and stop right here real quick. We'll just check a couple things. Parking brake, we'll set it real quick. Taxi light off, landing lights on. And let me just do a quick look. Let me just make sure all of our data is in. Yeah, that's changed slightly there. Yeah. Messy weather right there. Alright, flaps are set. Trim and all. Normal, that's why. That's good. We turn the parking brake off, the no takeoff should clear. It does. All we need to do is figure out the, I just want to check the last no standby data. Which is the last message there. Standby battery switch needs to go to ARM, that's why. Okay. We should be configured for takeoff. So our V1 is 104 knots. We have to reject the takeoff. We're below 104 knots. We'll do that. If we're above it, we'll continue to VR 109. We'll rotate. We'll climb out. We'll engage the autopilot at 400 feet. We're just going to fly out runway heading, and then we'll engage to follow the GPS track. We're clear?
No takeoff. No takeoff.
Ah. Definitely just lousy weather. It's probably going to be beautiful once we get on top of this weather. Alright, cross check. Left, right, good. Okay, everything's configured. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I know how to move the throttles and speed up for takeoff. Thank you, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright, takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are good. Airspeed has come alive. We're looking for 109 to rotate. V1. There's 109. We can rotate. And we're off right about 120. Positive rate of climb, we can bring the gear up. And we are at a safe speed to bring flaps up. And we're all ready. We're pitching kind of high up. Let's bring the nose down. We can engage the autopilot. Alright, let's just check. Yep, gear is up, flaps are up, and we are looking pretty good. And we're thick in the clouds. I mean, we're still not out of them. We're already at 5,000 feet above the ground. Looks like I can start to see a little bit of light. Now at this speed, we're climbing really fast. We're doing over 7. Ooh, there we go. We just broke out at just below 9,000 feet. Look at that. Wow. Alright, we just passed below, or just passed above 10,000 feet. What that means is the seatbelt signs come off. And we can go above 250 knots, so we're going to speed up to 270 for now. Just to maintain a good rate of climb. Definitely some messy weather. You just see a little bit of breaks in the clouds over here. But back that way, I mean, it's just... yeah. Yeah, wow. Passing through 18,000 feet, we'll go ahead and set 29.92 standard pressure on the altimeter setting. We have about a 60 knot headwind up here. We're in a good cruise climb right now at 270 knots. I don't think there's probably going to be too much to see with it being cloudy, unfortunately. Alright, just passed through 30,000 feet. We have 8,000 more to go in the climb. We can go ahead and turn our landing lights off. I forgot to do that there. So 270 knots actually gives you your best rate of climb and is the most efficient cruise climb in this aircraft. Once we reach cruise, we just need to keep an eye on fuel, our flight performance, and the weather. We'll probably cruise at Mach 0.83. Once we level off, we'll bump it up to 0.83. 0.76 right now, and it's saying we're gonna be about 51 minutes. So the flight's gonna end up being, I think, just a little over an hour. Bad news is we have a 60 knot direct headwind. Which there's really nothing you can do about that, but it actually is starting to taper off a little bit, and we could go up if we wanted to. The temperature right now outside is minus 42 up here at 35,000 feet. If we wanted to climb up above, and I can actually look it up. In fact, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Let's have a weather lesson. Welcome to Aviation Weather Lesson with the one and only Cookie Pirate, folks. Alright, we're gonna go to wind. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that explains. Let's go to 300, which is what we're looking at. And we are... I think that means... yeah. And that means we have 1,000 feet. Now we have 500 feet to go until we reach our cruising altitude. And we are way up above the clouds now. So yeah. And here we are leveling off right at 38,000 feet. We're going to accelerate to Mach 0.84 actually, which is the maximum allowable speed. And as we accelerate, that'll actually kind of help burn a little bit of time. Yeah, it's showing that we're already down to like 46 minutes. Alright, back to the weather real quick. And here's what we can look at and determine. This is at 30,000 feet. If we go up to 36, it's lighter over here, but then where we're going is about over here, and we pass into the really heavy wind. But if we go to 42, it should thin out. And it does. In fact, I bet if we climbed up to 43,000, which is the maximum that we could go in this direction, that we would be able to burn a little more time off of our flight. So let's see, it's only 50 knots right up here. And if we go back in here and look at 42,000 feet, now it's like 40. So we actually probably wouldn't save much. And our Mach speed would end up being the same, but we would get better fuel burn. And even if we went up to... not really sure what's going on there. Turn the auto throttle on. I don't know why we're slowing down. We should be going back up to 0.84. Let's take a quick look outside. Yeah, look at the weather. All that mess back there. And it's built up all out over this way to the west and to the south, but just directly to the south and a little bit east, we get a little bit of a break in the clouds. You can see the water, and you can actually see some of the coasts like right along the island, which is neat. Let me go ahead and turn display so we go back to the game screen. Alright, back into the cockpit. Go ahead and turn up the audio a little bit, because it's going to get loud going at this speed in the cockpit. That is a really pretty view, though. Now it's saying only about 40 minutes en route. We've reached this speed of 52 knot headwind. I'm still debating whether I want to climb up or not. Yeah, you know what? Let's go up to 43. And we'll check going through 40 if we have any bit enough of a difference. So we're gonna lose a little bit of speed. And we're gonna get up to altitude pretty quick here. We're passing 40,000, and yeah, we can see the wind is tapering down, so that'll actually help once we get... Oh, we're looking for 43. Why is it slowing down like that all of a sudden? This plane likes to cruise at, 40,000 or higher if possible. And given that the wind is a little more favorable up here, I think that's probably the better. Oh, you know what? It's because the plane wanted to climb at Mach 0.76. And if we go into the checklist and look at our speeds, it does say the best rate of climb is Mach 0.76, and a cruise climb would be Mach 0.8, which should be going at Mach 0.8 at this altitude. But it's fine. We'll pick that up pretty quick. And yeah, we're already getting a notable difference in the winds up here. I mean, we've gotten 10 knots less, and we're gonna fly more efficiently up here with our true airspeed. "1,000 feet to go." Now maybe I need to bump the music down just a little. Yeah, that's probably a little better there. Oh, we'll probably need to turn it up once we cruise because of the wind sound. Yeah, and here we are starting to level out. So going back up to Mach 0.84. I'll show real quick the map that we have plotted out. So we started here, we're over about here at this point. We're coming right down through here, and our arrival is in here. We get some rough weather at Mount Pocono. Actually, the skies are looking good, but there's a lot of wind. 320 at 18, gusting to 27. Moderate to severe turbulence coming in. That could be fun. And let's just take a look at the airfield that we have. We have a runway that's 5,000 feet long, and we have one that's 4,000 feet. 1331, which is the one that will favor the wind currently, so we'll probably plan on that. And we have RNAV approaches available if we need it. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Kind of saying 33 minutes. Which means we'll actually probably start a descent relatively soon. Because on these short flights, you want to get high. You don't spend a lot of time at your cruise altitude, but it's just so efficient. You climb up there, and then you just throttle down the entire way. And it'll probably tell us here in a bit where our top of descent. In fact, I think we could go in and look if we go into... It actually isn't telling us where the top of our descent should be. I wonder if it's because we don't have a full out route determined, but what I could always do is just hit like direct to that, and it'll plot us from there, and it should give us oh, it actually isn't. Beautiful view down that way, though. Uh, 30 minutes. gonna go ahead and lower the altitude. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull the chart up actually for our approach there. It'll just give a good target reference to get into Mount Pocono. Set up the RNAV GPS, runway 31. And what we'll go ahead and do is just plug that in real quick. Let's go. Let's go 3-1. Zucri, beers, and scope. Let's go to scope, initial fix. Minimums for the approach. 2224, so we'll go ahead and set top of descent. Okay, it says top of descent 13 minutes. And it's showing about 27 minutes. When we get to that fix to fly. Yeah, so we'll be on the ground. It'll probably be just a little over a half hour. So, for now, I guess we just get to sit back and kind of relax and enjoy. It does look like it clears up a bit, which is good news. How about a quick glance outside? There's the coast. I believe that's Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I believe this is Boston, the city of Boston. The tip of Cape Cod. Yeah, when I set direct on the GPS, it kind of started from back here. We took off from right here. So that line isn't kind of representative of the whole thing. But we're effectively a half hour from the airport, and we're about halfway. So where it looks like it's going to take us is actually just around here, out this way, that's a good path. I'm okay with that there. instead of rerouting us direct to this fix, which it could do that. I don't know why it would turn us. If we activated direct to this fix, we'd set us up. So we may actually go ahead and do that. Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania are quite pretty. Yeah, there's some clouds building up and stuff like that, but not too bad overall. We need to go down to 4,000. Oh, excuse me. Top of descent is still planned. And if we look down here, it tells us just under 10 minutes to go before we start our descent. Let's go ahead and just get some landing data configured. And I can look ahead and grab the weather, which we'll do just to be ahead of the 320 at 18. Now it'll probably change here in a minute actually, so let's just go ahead and wait. We have a few minutes to get that set. In fact, you know what we could do is actually hit activate, and that'll send us direct over there. It actually saves us a little bit of time. Where the route had initially come out toward the airport and then curved around like that, so that actually just saved a couple minutes. Top of descent hasn't really changed. Definitely feeling a little bit more proficient flying this plane this time. Kind of getting a little bit of time to understand how everything goes. Yeah, so it says we'll cross this at 7,000. We'll be at 4,000 for this fix. 3,400. Minimums are 2,200. And the airport elevation is 1915. The touchdown zone is 1885. Okay. Alright, so that kind of helps. Yeah, definitely clearing up, and you still get a decent view of the coast over there. I believe this is Providence, Rhode Island. We'll kind of fly past. We'll actually go not too far north of New York City. I don't know if we'll be able to see it because of the weather. Deck Chariot, welcome. I'll DM you here in a minute. Yep, just send it to you. Yeah, keep plugging away at it. It's looking good. I don't know. Oh no, I just have to go down into. Let's see where it says top of descent. We have 3 minutes to top of descent there, and it looks like the mess is just gonna go all the way at Mach 0.84 until we can't.
Feels like I'm dreaming. Don't wanna wake up alone again. Feels like I'm dreaming. Feels like I'm dreaming. Every time I close my eyes, seems like you're fading far away.
Yeah, the clouds are starting to kind of come back a bit.
Don't wanna open my eyes. Waiting for your call.
When it comes to streaming, I'm honestly not as big of a fan of doing these like high altitude long routes. I mean, this is only just over an hour flight. I don't think I would particularly enjoy the long hauls, like the 3+ hours, because I mean, what are you gonna do for 2.5 hours that you're in cruise? No, I'm not on Reddit.
Feels like I'm breathing.
Yeah, it's like I like the short hops, and I like the GA stuff, the props, or like short haul routes on jets. Like I've even thought of getting the Cirrus Vision jet to do some jet flying on here that are kind of shorter, lower. I mean, you could still cruise at 30,000 feet, and then, but those are more ideal for kind of short to medium route. I mean, this thing will go pretty much from east coast to west coast. I don't think it'll make it quite, but it's pretty close. yeah, good for me. Yeah, we're coming up pretty close here to top of descent, and the VNAV should take over. And I'll just kind of have to keep an eye. Flight director is on, FLC is not. If we get to top of descent and it doesn't automatically start descending, then I think we just have to flip a switch. But the VNAV should be set to take care of that automatically. Let's just go down here to the screen. It's a little tough jumping around 4 screens. So that's a bigger. Now we can zoom in a little bit closer. Not a lot of critical thinking. Yeah, right. I think there's just a lack of thinking in general.
Is there a saving grace? 'Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. My tears release the pain, so I can make it out in one piece.
It is automatically descending. Very nice.
The world has fallen through.
Auto throttles will automatically reduce the power.
It's yours, watch it all burn in the fire. It's watch it all burn in the fire. Watch it all burn in the fire. Watch it all burn in the fire.
I think New York City is somewhere back here. Unfortunately, it's covered by clouds right now. And it's showing 18 minutes. So this is 15 minutes to that fix. 18 minutes to the airport. It's going to be a little more than that, of course, because we get slowed down and lined up for the approach and everything. Alright, what we can do now is check for a weather update. It should have come through in the last 5 minutes or so. 1907 Zulu, which would have been, that is a fair bit of time ago. Well, I know where else I can check it. No data returned. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're using what we had before, even though it's probably a little out of date. Hopefully it hasn't changed too much. I wouldn't mind if the wind calmed down a little bit, but excuse me, it was showing fairly strong. Let's go ahead. Landing data. Weather source. 320 at 18 knots, gusting to 27. The temperature that we have is 18 Celsius, and the barometric pressure is 2965. Runway 31 is automatically in for the approach. Configuration: full flaps, anti-ice. We can use thrust reversers. For whatever reason, it isn't saying that. Auto throttle is off, and it is saying approach is going to be 125 knots. That feels slow, but this plane handles well at low speeds. Just because of so much great flaps we have. And landing weight, we'll accept that. And we're coming down through 33,000 feet, so it's going to be a bit to descend. But we're still maintaining quite a good speed.
You've got me feeling like you're
Let's take a look at checklists here real quick. Just look at descent. Really not much anything to do right now. Once we get down to 10,000, we turn landing lights on and seatbelt lights. Below 18,000, we'll get the local altimeter to 2965. Yeah, wow, still minus 33 Celsius up here at 27,000 feet. Now, I guess it's because we're in the north. It's colder and everything, and there's all those cooler weather systems and stuff up there. Here, our freezing temperature is probably close to 18,000 feet, whereas up here it may be, like, 11 or 12,000. That might actually even be lower. There's a way we can look. Yeah, in fact, it's lower. It's between like 7 and 8,000 today, I think. Where I'm at, it's a lot higher. It's down here in the southern states. It's much more. It's actually really warm here today in my town. It's 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. Like, it is hot. It is very windy. Now we're continuing down at 300 knots. Cool thing is it's taking all of this into account for us. When it calculates, like, our speeds haven't really varied too much, but they have a little bit, and the Mach number comes down. But for what it's saying, it really hasn't changed our times much. Starting to get some good views. pull the map up and see kind of what's off our left wing. And up ahead. Oh, so New York City's actually out over here. It's not. I thought it was further back when we were looking, but no, it's we're actually getting closer to it now. Oh, you can kinda see, but not super great. Yeah, like kind of down here, I believe. Yeah, that's kind of cool though. Not too much to do right now. The workload is going to increase once we get close to the approach. That initial approach fix. Alright, we've just passed below 18,000 feet, which means we'll go ahead and set the local 2965. Need some enemy interceptors to spice things up. Yeah, well, this isn't DCS, so I would be very concerned if there were any enemy interceptors. I do want to get into DCS, and they're coming out with the World War II era stuff that I'm really looking forward to trying those out. Yeah, so here's NYC, right out over here. I'm gonna grab a quick glance out the cockpit. But yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this right here is Manhattan. Am I allowed to jump out of the plane, or am I stuck to it? Not in here. In DCS, I think you can bail out, but it's basically, it counts as you losing your aircraft, so you're not going to win anything by doing that. Alright, just real quick, want to take a look here at our... Now we're getting ready to slow to 250. The rule is you have to be below 250 knots once you get down to 10,000 feet. So we need to slow down to that so we don't, basically bust that rule. Drop the gear below 200, but we won't put that down until we're basically on final approach. Flaps 1 below 200, flaps 2 below 160, flaps full at 140. Now, these are not hard limits at what you can operate the flaps, but this is what it's telling us basically to do in terms of stepping up for our approach. And what we should fly at when we have those down. Fly recklessly or in restricted airspace. Will they shoot you down? No, I don't think so. But if you, here's the funny thing, like if you ignore ATC instructions, they'll tell you repeatedly, and then they'll basically be like squawk VFR, which basically means we're done talking to you, do your own thing. It's a passive aggressive AI ATC. Yes. Like, I had ATC enabled and took off without permission, and they told me 3 times I was not authorized for, or like I didn't have permission to take off. Like, you were not cleared for takeoff. You were not cleared for takeoff. You were not cleared for takeoff. And then they're like, app, radar service terminated. Change your frequency. Like, we're done talking to you. You can crisscross the White House at 100 feet 10 times and nothing will happen. In the simulator, yeah, you do that in the real world, you're in serious trouble. If you make it out of your airplane. Of course. Weather's looking better down here. Let's see if we have any updated weather at the airport. We do. It's clouding over a little bit more. Let's go in and update it. We go back to that. Performance, landing data. $290, it said 10 gusting to 19. We'll put 19 in just in case. 290 at 19. The temperature is still 18, 2966. No real change there. That's good, hasn't really affected us too much. But here we are coming up on the approach fix. And the FMS should drop when we cross over it to slow us down to 200. And we can use the speed brakes if we need to do that. Let's take a look at checklists here real quick. Alright, we'll get slowed down to 200 here. We actually can go ahead and lower the flaps because we're below 250. So we'll go ahead and lower first notch of flaps and try to get slowed down. Can do second notch of flaps coming up below 230, and we can also lower the gear. But we'll try to wait to 200 to do that. Saying about a minute. Slow to 160.
pointing, blaming you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything.
And we should start tracking the approach here in just a minute. Airport's a little bit further out still. We can go ahead and zoom in on this. Let's go ahead and go second notch of flaps. Gear down. And now we can slow down to VREF 14. We'll actually go down to 125 first. And shouldn't be holding the altitude, we should be on approach set. Yeah. You disengage the autopilot and fly the plane. Where is the airport? We may still be a little bit further out. All flaps. I see it. Yeah, we're high. So these are the Poconos out over here. Kind of all through up and around here. And there's a racetrack somewhere. Shouldn't be climbing to 1,000. Why? We're gonna have to get probably... I don't know. I don't know what this is doing. Bring the plane down. That might help. We're going fine. Our speed is fine. Let's get ready to disengage the auto throttles. And we're okay. Call minimums in just a moment here. Yep, there we are.
200.
Add a little power, we're a little slow.
100.
Take power out.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on. Alright, we're down. On the brakes. Reverse thrusters won't be needed. Yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead, flaps up. I forgot to do landing lights, but yeah, that's fine. We don't even need the speed brakes. So we are actually good to go for now. Not too bad. Got a little unstable on the approach. But we were able to correct it. That's the great thing when you go full flaps in this plane. It lets you fly so slow that it gives you more leeway in correcting for approach errors and stuff like that. So this here I think is the place where we can turn. So we actually need to out this way. We'll have to get on the runway and kind of taxi back to get over to parking. That shouldn't take too long. Overall, I would say that was a pretty fun flight. We'll taxi back out onto the runway here, and we'll just do like a high-speed roll. We have to taxi all the way back here. And then we have to turn onto the runway. This runway. And then clear to get into the ramp. Taxi in and shut down up over here. Do they have UFOs programmed? I don't think so. It's Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not like the ultra most realistic. I mean, it's good though overall. Okay. I've made it onto the ground. Go ahead and do shutdowns. My music kind of playlist ended, so I'm not going to restart it since we're just about to the end of this. Alright, anti-collision could come off. Didn't use any of those lights. Flaps are up. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Throttles are confirmed idle. Let's go ahead and do right and left engine. Come on. Alright, engines are going to be shutting down. We didn't even run the APU. Which means we'll shut the switches, which are looking good. And we'll go ahead and, once these are shut down, we can go ahead and turn.
GPWS system failure.
Yeah, well, it's... Standby battery is off. There we are. Alright, folks. Airplane is shut down and secured. Welcome to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Thanks for flying with me as always. Hope to catch you aboard on the next one. And until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.